Hey, and welcome to Casually Considered, where we play games to help you decide if they're worth your time and money. My name is Bobby, I'm one half of the Casual Hour, and today we're talking about Mario Kart World. It's the latest entry in a series that really doesn't need much of an intro, so let's dig into what's new, what's familiar, and if this is one of those games that you should consider picking up yourselves. I'm gonna cut right to it, everybody, get it out of the way right away here. If you are a fan of Mario Kart, there's plenty here to keep you a fan. If you're unfamiliar with what Mario Kart World is, it's a game that launched exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th for a whopping $80. It's published and developed by Nintendo, and they've added quite a bit here to keep long series fans excited while keeping enough familiar for those of us who just want our tried and true Mario Kart. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is what we're doing right now. This is the free roam mode. As you'll see, we have an entire map now, all laid out, of the fantastic courses that you know and love. There are plenty of new courses here. We have 16 courses to check out. I'm not going to do all those today on this quick look, I promise you. There's 24 new characters. We've got a bunch of new items. And I think there's a good variety of what you know to be great courses in some of these new additions that they've added into it. But in this free roam mode, I find this to be where I'm gravitating to the most so far. At this point, I've played a lot of Mario Kart for decades now, and it's always cool when you're playing with other people, but my mileage varies a bit when I play just the circuits and things by myself. So they've added a few other traditional racing mechanics into it, but I find this one really interesting. So all these are the courses that you would go and race in your Grand Prix and so forth. But there's also characters that I can hop over to and jump directly into a free roam with them. So I'm playing as Luigi right now. You can see our location here. But if I wanted to be Toad, I just click on Toad and go over to it. The other thing that you're probably noticing is these little popovers when you go to the character. You'll see the blank silhouettes. That means that there's 4 potential skins for Baby Mario. I have 1 of 4 unlocked so far. And we'll talk about some of the items that you can get here that will allow it, but the dash food is really what you're going to look for to get the skins for your characters. You can unlock new characters by going through and just playing through the circuits. But there's some really cool stuff here. There's activities that you can do. It feels a little bit like Forza Horizon. And look at that, there's a P-switch over there. Let's grab this and show you a bit of what I'm talking about. So we want to evade the spikes attacks and reach our goal. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, so let's see what we can get into. Wait, Toad's a cop? I don't know. Would you agree that Toad's a cop? Toad has some cop vibes. I'd say that. No, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I would not have expect Toad to be the cop here, but maybe so. Maybe more of a Koopa. I think we're going to be okay. There's still quite a bit going on with this. A lot of traffic. So far, we're dodging a lot of these attacks, though. I think there are some of these that are a lot more difficult than others, but for the most part, that's the vibe that you're going to get for it. Oh, look at that Mario Circuit Super Racing. We'll check that out in a minute. You can retry those as much as you need to, and you unlock stickers, and those are more cosmetic for your nameplate when you're doing this, so you'll see those pop up alongside your portrait whenever you're playing the game. That's also one of the other cool things. I don't have it for this look here at the game, but Nintendo introduced a camera, or at least camera support for the Switch. And when you're playing this game now, if you have that turned on, you can see your actual face and reactions in real time when you're playing with people. I've watched a couple clips on Twitch and other places, and it looks like, the type of chaos that you would want from a Mario Kart. So let's pop over to another location here and show you a bit about how this works. Let's go over to the Mario Bros. Circuit. And before I do that, though, let's go check out Mario here. I don't know which version we're going to get, but I'm going to jump over and become Mario. And now I'll immediately go and pop in. Look at that, Mario's cruising. I'm back into my free roam, and if I wanted to go over to that circuit, I could either drive up to it like we are now, or I could just do a quick free roam fast travel. So we're gonna go as Mario, who we just clicked on, and now we're back over here into this circuit, and I can practice the course, which is a lot of fun. Look for those shortcuts. This is also just a really good chill way to hang out with people. There's an awesome camera mode that you can get into. So you have this capability to come in here with all of your friends, and you can do some really cool stuff. Just getting in close. Let me get that. Here we go. So yeah, I can come in here. I think I can change. Oh yeah, I can add my face camera if I want to. We can also change the expression of Mario. There's a lot that you can do. So some cool stuff that you can play around with here while you're in that free roam. Just another nice thing that they've added to do in between. But I also think this could be a cool kind of like gathering if you're waiting for people to join up. Hey, I'm doing some free roam. I'm looking for some of the other things in these courses, because there are secrets. You've got question block paths that you can get. You also have different outfits. Oh, I don't think I've seen Nabbit yet. Like, here's a good example of what that is. Can we get to Nabbit? Oh, come on. Going off-road? I haven't seen this yet. This is all new. Oh, dang. Am I gonna get him? I don't think I'm gonna get him. So you get the idea, though. Like, there's little shit that pops up like this that's definitely worth checking out. And this is just a side of Mario Kart that, like, I've never seen in all the decades I've been playing it. Like, having the ability to go and learn about the shortcuts, just have kind of an unwind mode, I think is really, really substantial for what this is. Let's take a quick look at some of the characters, and then we'll get into some of the other modes that they have introduced as well. I might even be able to show off some of the... oh, there we go. I'll do this really quick. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of this mushroom. So I mentioned the outfit changes. We just got that burger. It's hanging out behind the cart now. Those are the dash food. And so when you get that, it's going to speed up your character as a boost. I'll wait for this one to end. And then depending on if you have the skin unlocked, which we didn't, we just got the touring skin for Mario. So that's how you're going to get the different skins there, all through those dash bags. So yeah, Mario's looking pretty slick now with all those on there. All right. I can come back into this menu. I can continue bouncing between characters like I showed you over the map, or we can go right here to change character. And that's what it looks like when you unlock a new skin for your characters there. I've got quite a few for Mario. I don't think I have all of them yet, maybe 2 or 3 more needed. But I do have all of Luigi, who's typically the person I race with the most. And you'll notice there's just a ton of variety on these characters. I don't know if I love the layout. I get why they did it. They want it to look very big and bright and have all these different things to see. But in Mario Kart 8, it gave you like a popover menu that let you pick different skins for your characters, like Yoshi's and Shy Guys. I kind of wish they would have done that here. Very small complaint. But let's keep digging through some of the characters, because there's a lot this time. As I mentioned, there's at least 24 characters. This includes some very bizarre ones like Goomba, Spike. You can be Moo Moo Cow as the entire internet loses their mind over it, Charging Chuck, and more. But you're going to notice it gets a little weird, and I love it. I'm here for it. I want the weird in Mario Kart. I want to have these moments with my friends where I'm just laughing at how silly and dumb they look when they're doing this. So being Conqueror here and having your face cam, I think would just make for a really awesome clippable moment. And I think that's what they're going for. Just, we play games online a lot more than we ever did. And I think having some of those characters that stand out and add a little bit more flair and personality, considering, you know, against some of the traditional ones. And even them, like Wario is a Wicked Wasp, and having these different character outfits, I think you just get such a bit of personality. Like, I might be a Wario main, but maybe I like to be Wario Biker, which I do. And then you get over here and you can take a look at some of these wild carts. So by default, they don't show you a lot of details about what the cart's capabilities are. But if you press the Y button, you're going to get that detailed menu giving you the speed, acceleration, weight, and handling. So this is, again, like if you've played Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this is going to feel very familiar. And I think it's maybe, this is a good point here as we load into the main menu. Like, let's talk a little bit about if you are getting a Switch 2, which I'm assuming if you watch this, you are at least curious about the Switch 2 or at least Mario Kart World. I think it's a bit unfair to ask you to consider buying Mario Kart. This really should be more about, should you consider buying the Switch 2 right now? And I think if you are an enthusiast for the brand and you just want to play your older Switch games at a better way, I'm sorry, in a higher fidelity, in a better way, Mario Kart is going to be the game you pick up. Like, I don't know why you would have a Nintendo Switch and not have Mario Kart. This seems like the game that every type of Nintendo fan plays. And so I think the consideration really comes down to, do you need a Nintendo Switch 2 right now or ever? And if you do have a Nintendo Switch 2, it's also worth noting that you can buy this game outright for $80 like we talked about, or you can get it bundled with the Nintendo Switch and save $30, because the Switch, the 2 SKUs they have are $449 and $499. The $499 has a pack-in download for Mario Kart. You're gonna save $30. I don't know anybody who's gotten a Switch 2 that hasn't done that yet. So I think the consideration here is, are you getting the Switch 2? And it is a much more expensive piece of hardware than the original Switch was, but I will tell you, after testing some of the older games on it, playing Mario Kart World, playing at 4K 60 is something really cool for me. That's worth the upgrade. I traded some stuff up. I got to where I needed to do it. I enjoy it. It might not be for you right now, and that's totally okay. But when the time comes and you do decide to get a Nintendo Switch 2, I think that you should highly consider getting Mario Kart World, because this is one of the better Mario Karts I've played in a very, very long time. So there's a few different modes, just like you're used to: single player, multiplayer, online play, and then the Switch does have like its own wireless LAN network it can create. In the single player though, you've got your traditional Grand Prix, 50, 100, 200cc. You've got the new Knockout Tour, and we're gonna take a minute to look at this one. Time trials versus race and battle. If I come back over here to multiplayer, it's gonna be the same thing. You can add people in locally, you can do it online. So let's take a look at this Knockout Tour. This is gonna break down what I think is one of the cooler additions into this. So we're gonna stick with our touring Mario. Actually, you know what? Let's do something a bit weirder. You all deserve weird today. You know that I showed him off earlier. He's pretty weird. Let's do Penguin. And let's give Penguin the Dolphin Dasher. That feels right. No. There's a jet ski for him. Yeah, there we go. The Funky Dory. Look at that. Look at that little gentleman. All right, so we got Penguin loaded up. These are the rallies that we can go through. And the way that these work, this is a knockout elimination. So you're gonna have 6 checkpoints when you're going through this. As you get to each one of those checkpoints, there's going to be a gate. Depending on what position you are in the race, you can pass through or your race will end there. So if I go into this one, we'll do the Spiny Rally just to show off a little bit of it. I'm not gonna do the whole thing because these are longer ones. And I think that's probably one of the only complaints I have with them, is like it can be a long shot for you to let it all fall apart at the end. And there's a lot here that is frustrating with the rubber banding still, and just like, you know, the gotcha bullshit of blue shells and other things where you could be in first, but that's not guaranteed. And I think that's some of the charm and also the frustration of a Mario Kart game. But when you're doing a long range race like this, where it's going to be multiple checkpoints through it, there isn't an average out. Like you're racing all the way to the end, and if you're in first place, you win it. But that's kind of it. So like, it's a bigger commitment that you could maybe see fall apart if you don't get screwed over by some of the rubber banding they have in these games. They also have a lot more characters in here now. So we've got a ton of racers against us. We're up to, I think, 24 in every race, which doubles what we're used to from our Mario Kart races. I like that. I've seen some people think it's a bit too much and too chaotic, but it certainly adds to a level of excitement. And I think playing this with a group of people and having that many CPUs in there with you is going to make for some really fun moments in Mario Kart. So we're going to keep checking this out. The first stop, I think, is going to be a gate of 20. No, 16, I believe. So they're going to knock off in groups of 4. Oh, damn. And I'm hoping that maybe we get one of the newer items here to show off some of the new stuff there with like the Mega Mushrooms or even the hammers. I think that's great. The feather makes a return, which is super exciting. I don't think there's been a feather since the original Mario Kart. So let's see what we get here and work our way back up towards the top there, which should not take us long once we get the right stuff here. All right, so we got our golden mushroom. We're gonna keep riding this one out. Oh, damn. You can get up to 20 coins now. I think it was 10 on the last Mario Kart, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the coin shell that you just saw. It's going to give a really cool, oh, it is 20, my bad. It's gonna give you a stream of coins and then burst at the end there. Really great way to get your speed all the way up to its potential there. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Bowser had those shells out. And there's another coin shell coming through. We're gonna try and ride that a bit. Let's get this double one. So we've made it through one of the gates so far. Oh, now it's hell. It's over for everybody. We got a blue shell too. Really just gonna be a menace here for, oh, damn. Keep them from passing through. So it's chaos. It's like what you want from a Mario Kart. Like I love that stuff in it. I mean, I know it gets frustrating, but it does add just, you have to laugh a bit at how silly it can be and how unfair it can be at times. Penguin's still doing great. We're well on our way to passing through this next one. We're gonna get that crown though, because our boy deserves it. Throw that bob on back. That looks like it helped us out. But the thing that I'll talk about a bit on the design here is you're going to have quite a bit of verticality, quite unlike any I've seen before in the series. There's going to be a lot that you can do, from wall riding to grinding on things. The other thing I'll call out is the items now just hang out behind your cart, which I really like. It gives you a better idea of what people have. It also lets you be protected. You could have just held it yourself manually in previous games, but having it just ride behind you there, I think is a great thing to let you know, like, hey, careful, you've got that. And then as you saw there, that red shell, it got me, but I'm not going to lose out. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to stop that spiny shell that just hit us here. So we're still hanging out in first. Lost our coins. We got to get to this next gate, and then I'll pop back out and show a few more things with those stickers and some of the other enhancements that I've appreciated in Mario Kart World. Combat's been fun. The new abilities, the hammer specifically, if I could get that, that would be really cool. I'm not going to get it hanging out in first place, unfortunately, but the hammers just shower hammers across in a very big area of attack pattern. So it does 2 big long lines of attack, and you can clear out quite a bit of a mess there. So really worth getting. Really fun to have there. One of the better additions into the game so far as the new items go, in my opinion. We got a bullet bill to dodge here. Went right into him. Jesus, I just ate all that. God. All right, we got our shell out. Get up here and grind on that and hit over to this. Oh, missed it. Damn. So you can see, there's just a lot more that you have to keep an eye on, I feel, in these races. They're using that power of the Switch 2. They can add a lot more chaos to it, and I think that works well for Mario Kart. Certainly the visual fidelity, playing this at a much higher rate is great. And I think that the details that you get on the cart, there's just a lot more of a bounce and animation to it than what I previously remember having there in Mario Kart. I mean, the Switch, I'm very on record on our podcast talking about my frustrations with just how that thing performed. All right, as I'm getting my ass handed to me here with all these abilities from everybody around me, we're going to get to this next checkpoint, which is right around the corner, and I will hopefully be able to show off. God, I just been getting hammered. Oh, that's the thing. I have such a frustration and love for this series at the same time. There's a good move to water. Bullet bill coming through. And all right. So now we would get into the last 2 legs here of it, but we're gonna quit that out and head back out here and check out some of those stickers that I was mentioning earlier. So they are purely cosmetic, but I do think there is a fun collectathon element to it. So if I come down here to the stickers, I had the cow added to it. It'll tell you what you did to get them as well. So I drove 480 kilometers in total. I now have this sticker. I performed 700 tricks. I got that one. I cleared a mission, and I really like this one here. This is, my very favorite Mario Kart, probably. Super Nintendo is what I grew up with. So, yeah, I think that is a nice little addition to add into it. That free roam mode, though, is still going to be where I think the brightest shine is for me on this one. So let's who do we want to switch over to? Let's switch over to somebody that you haven't seen yet on this here. Let's go with I haven't raced this Wario with you, and we'll go to the free roam there and check out what's happening on that side. Apologies, my dogs get very excited about Mario Kart also if you're listening to them right now. So I'm back into that free roam. Here's another P-switch. Let's grab that and show off this race and see if that different is. Watch for the snowball hazards ahead. Okay. All right. So we just got to dodge those. Similar to the last one. I feel bad. I've given you 2 of the P-switches here that are more... Oh, shit. Oh, God. More based on dodging. There are some that are more obstacle driven where it's like, hey, you need to go over this very thin rail across the body of water without falling off. And those can get a little taxing. I think playing those with a bike is a better way to do it. But here we're going to keep getting out of the snowball's way. Sorry, I'm trying trying to tell you about this and not screw up at the same time is a little challenging. Our next one's there. Okay. Oh, we're not going to get it. All right. So say sometimes you win, sometimes you lose those, as you can see. I'm going to slow down here and show you some of the like actual branding in this thing is so cool. Like all these billboards I think are awesome. Wario's probably freezing out here. Let's grab this one. I think this might be another one worth checking out. Grab blue coins between frost piranha attacks. Okay. So we're going to go down and hopefully loot back. We've got 30 seconds to do this and not get frozen. Let's see how well that goes for us. Not well at all, apparently. All right, so we'll turn around here. Coming back. Oh, come on, get over there, get over there. All right. I think we're going to be okay. Cool. So we just got the piranha plant sticker. I can add that to my character later on if I want to do so. Let's pop over to see if I can show off some of these. Try and get one of those question mark blocks to show you what that does. It doesn't really do much right now except for like stickers. I don't know if you get something special for getting all of them in a location. That is kind of my plan right now, is like I just want to work on getting outfits for everybody and then work on just going through each one of these locations and checking out things. So let's see if this popcorn turns Wario into something else. Ooh, we got a new Oasis one. That's cool. Coins, by the way, that you see over here, just like in Mario Kart 8, the more coins you get, that's how you unlock more karts. So I still need to work on getting all those karts unlocked. But I am happy that we got this new outfit for Wario there. I think that gets me close to rounding him out. Here's the feather. If you remember this from the original, it's just gonna let you jump up really high so I can clear this gap. Like so, you can jump over attacks, obstacles, etc. But in the free roam mode, still can get hurt if you fall into the wrong type of water and you still gotta pay that toll. So like, I guess my closing thoughts would be like, I feel very, very comfortable recommending Mario Kart World right now. I think that there's a lot to enjoy with this. And again, like I was going to get a Switch 2. There was a very small percentage of chance where I wouldn't, only based on availability. And I think it's a really strong first entry for the console. Zelda is my favorite series of all time, so I really appreciated Breath of the Wild on the Switch. But if you look at the numbers and if you look at the diagram of like people who enjoy Mario Kart, as I mentioned earlier, it's pretty much everybody on the Nintendo ecosystem. So I feel starting with Mario Kart is a smart bet. It just really comes down to like, do you want to spend $500 on a Nintendo Switch 2 to play a new Mario Kart right now? Or do you want to wait and have an opportunity for more games? Or maybe you wanted to go back and play a game like Pokemon where it runs a lot better now that you have the hardware to push it. So I just think that those are some things to consider with it. And it is a higher bar to clear. Like the Switch kind of was, in a lot of ways, that secondary console for folks because the price point made it so much more approachable compared to your PlayStation, Xboxes, and certainly PCs at the time. But now that you're paying the same for a Switch compared to a PlayStation, compared to an Xbox, I think that there's something to consider. Maybe you need to think a little bit more about your investment or wait for more games to be there with it. They did add in the GameCube stuff. That's there now that you can play a few games on GameCube. You also have Mario Kart. They've also got upgrades, some for free, some for cost. If you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you get some of those upgrades like the ones for Zelda for free as well. So again, for me, there's plenty here to keep me very satisfied and excited about it. And if you've listened to our podcast, The Casual Hour, ever, you know that both of us we grew up with Nintendos. We're very big Nintendo fans. But like these days, I'm a PC gamer. That's where I spend most of my time. My Nintendo Switch is just that. It is a first-party machine. I'm not going to be buying games that are third-party on the Switch when I can play them on my PC or my handheld gaming PC. So I'm in a position to do that. It worked out well for me, but I think as you make a consideration for you, there's a lot to like about the Switch 2. The price might be the hardest thing to clear for it. And again, with that pack and bundle of Mario Kart, it's an easy consideration for us. Like I just don't think there's a reality where you get a Nintendo Switch 2 and you don't have Mario Kart. So if you are enjoying this, I would just ask you to like and subscribe again. We stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Central right here on YouTube, also over on Twitch. Wednesdays, we record our podcast, The Casual Hour Live, and we put that anywhere that you can listen to podcasts every Friday mornings. Mondays and Fridays, my co-host Chase and I, we hang out, we play games together. We are a variety stream where we play everything from strategy games to Mario Kart to survival craft games. We are all over the place when it comes to games, and we just really appreciate it. And we appreciate you. So if you enjoy what we do, give us a follow, hang out with us, tune in for another one of these. This is our first Casually Considered. So if you've liked it, let me know in the comments. If you want to change it up, let me know. And I think in the future, we might do some more fringe games that maybe we'll even look at, like, hey, here's the best game that you can get for $5. So we're going to try and play around a little bit and give you some options and help you make good decisions as a consumer. Here's one of those blocks, by the way. Let's see if it gives us anything. We get a sticker. But we just wanted to say thank you so much for watching us and hanging out with us here at the Casual Hour. We love video games. We hope you do too. And maybe we can help you find the next one that you want to spend some time with. My name's Bobby. I'm one half of the Casual Hour. Join me and Chase every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And we'll talk to you all very, very soon.